Did you know 1 in 8 Americans have worked at McDonald's? Now Trump has. Everybody has. 1 in 8. Except Kamala!
Well, this is a great job to take at the beginning, and it requires great expertise, actually, to do it right and to do it fast, yeah? I like this job. I think I might come back and do it again.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Mr.
Look at that. How are you?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Nice to see you.
You made it possible for ordinary people like us to meet you.
You're not ordinary.
I mean, thank you so much
You
for
are not
everything you're
ordinary.
doing.
I can see.
We pray for you, and you are the type of person we want to be the president. Thank you so much.
The president made an iconic appearance at McDonald's. You can see this is the image that is capturing America and the world, and it really resonates. I think that a lot of people are feeling something like a love for America. McDonald's is this iconic American company. Trump throws on the apron, hangs outside the drive-thru window that many of us as kids would drive through. Mom, drive through. What do you want? You know, 3 boys back there. Love you, Mom. Amazing. Shoveling bags of food in the back. You know, it's just part of a tradition. And so Trump goes there and he shows up, and the memes that have come out of this are incredible. But what's so beautiful about this is the left is furious. They're seething about it. And I've got a bunch of different items to share with you here today. But let's hit some of the incredible memes first of all, because before we zoom in on what this looked like, let's talk about what the reaction was over at the White House. So you can see here was Trump, the right to bear memes at Grand Old Memes over on X. This is what it looked like outside of McDonald's. But when we went over to the White House, this is what it looked like over there. Oh no, Jen Psaki. Womp, womp, womp. The king has been defeated by Donald Trump, Jen Psaki. And this is a real image. This is after Trump won. So they just put some Burger King hats on him. Ah! No, that was good. All right, and so here's some other ones. Here's one, you can have it now, McDonald's with the Trump hat on it, which is always very fun. You can see there were some other ones. This guy posted this. We're bringing back the good Happy Meal toys, okay, folks? No more of the sad ones they have today. We'll have the chicken nugget dressed like a fireman, the ice cream cone that turns into a cool dinosaur, the Inspector Gadget toys. It'll be tremendous, believe me. There's Trump there in McDonald's. And so there were a bunch of these. You can see here was a nice announcement. I mean, a lot of people have worked at McDonald's. It's huge. Did you see the pic of Trump with the staff? Here's this one from Simon. Did you know 1 in 8 Americans have worked at McDonald's? Now Trump has. Many have. 1 in 8. Except Kamala. Well, sorry, Kamala. She did not show up there. And there were some more fun memes. Here was one that came in from, actually, let's take a look at some of what actually happened. Here was one of my favorite ones. This came over from Brick Suit. You know who he is. President Trump's meme dump. He says, post your favorites. Here's one. McTriggered. That's one of those angry liberal memes, right? She's very upset about abortion or whatever. Thanks for coming by, McTriggered. Please pull forward. There were several of them. You could see, you could have, if you're hungry, why don't you just get yourself a nice order of McDonald's? I'm loving it. From McDonald's. It's pretty good. Here's a new campaign ad. Trump Vance 2020. I'm loving it. 2024. I'm loving it. Kamala was having a hard time that night when she was watching this all happen in real time. There's Trump. And there were more and more, and I know many of you have shared some of those, and so we'll take a look at those. But here was one, Norman Rockwell, iconic photo. This should be hung in the Louvre, honestly. Ron Coleman. Shout out to Ron. What's up, Ron? Should be hung in the Louvre, man. Hang that up in the Louvre right next to the Mona Lisa. Did you see Joe Biden? Even Joe Biden went through the drive-thru. Did you see this? He got himself an ice cream cone. Sure, delicious. Joe Biden's loving it. I don't know what Kamala's problem is. I don't know why she's home drinking herself into oblivion. Just go get an ice cream cone, Kamala. Drive through. We're making America great again. You can also see Trump was there fighting for your French fries. Fight, fight, fight for your French fries, baby. There's one, right? Okay. So there are just so many of them. And we have just more. So let's zoom in on what actually happened, because it was just really kind of a beautiful thing. Here was the president. They're serving food over from the drive-thru window. Here he was. Here's one clip of many.
Well, this is a great job to take at the beginning, and it requires expertise. I'm going through the French fry stuff. It's a whole big process, and it requires great expertise, actually, to do it right and to do it fast, yeah? Well, I do appreciate maybe a little bit more. Yeah, You take it for granted. You say, give me French fries. I'll never forget this experience, okay? Now I know how to do it, and it's very good. But you know what? It's beautiful. It's clean. It's really nice. You never touch them. I always figured somebody stuffs them in with their hand, and I don't like that. And they don't do it that way. You never touch them. It's really great. So I want to thank you all for coming out, and we're going to see you soon. We'll see you at the next stop, and then we'll see you later on at the game.
All right, so he was back there, he was just chatting with people. So people were driving through, and I have some other excerpts here before we get back to the memes. Let's see where I posted some of these. There were some really nice drive-through excerpts, and I don't know where I did. I had so many tabs queued up because it was just so much fun stuff. Yeah, here was one. This was a good one. So this guy's...
I could do this all day. I wouldn't mind this job. I like this job. I think I might come back and do it again.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Mr.
Look at that. How are you?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Nice to see you.
You made it possible for ordinary people like us to meet you.
You're not ordinary.
I mean, thank you so
You
much
are
for
not
everything you're
ordinary.
doing.
I can see.
We pray for you, and you are the type of person we want to be the president.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So nice. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Yeah, I took a bullet. That's right.
Thank you
for taking a bullet for us.
Thank you very much.
He said, yeah, that's right. I did take a bullet, didn't I? And that was one great exchange. And then here was another nice woman and her family. And so here was the president talking about this.
A lot of fun here, everybody.
Oh my God! Oh
Look
my
at the
God!
fake- Look at all the fake news over there. Hello, everybody.
You can fake this,
And
right?
you know this is compliments of Trump, okay?
Yes, thank
Okay.
you. Mr. President,
Yes.
please don't let the United States become Brazil, my native Brazil.
No.
We'll keep it
Please,
good.
please, please.
We're going to make it better than ever, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure,
Compliments
President.
of Trump.
Yes,
Have a good time.
thank you so much.
Thank you over there.
Oh my God.
Have a good time.
Thank
Nice
you.
to see
You
you.
too.
Bye,
Thank
darling.
you.
Have a good time. Thank you, honey.
Okay, and they were just amazing clips. I mean, he's back there, he's stuffing French fries, he's having a good time and a lot of fun. And it was very, I'd say, heartwarming to see him back there in a different environment, enjoying himself, mixing and mingling in a different scene, right? This is a format that works in general. There are TV shows, I think, right? Undercover Boss or whatever, where they put people in different contexts and it's hilarious and all the things. And Trump absolutely just crushed it out there. Here was another meme. You can see this was an interesting drive-through. We saw those other two drive-throughs. This person wasn't as happy though as the others.
I like this job. I think I might come back and do it again.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Oh no,
I like
it's that liberal person screaming at the sky. Ah, oh no. Okay, so they came through too. Oh no. All right, so there was a lot of reaction to this. Now, McDonald's came out and they posted a response. They said, hey, Riley Gaines was sharing this one. It's crazy. We applaud this kind of our doors are welcome to everyone response from a business, but this is a great response. So here's what McDonald's evidently posted. They said, you know, hey, earlier today, former President Trump visited a McDonald's restaurant in Pennsylvania following a request made to our local franchisee. Now, as we've seen, our brand has been a fixture of conversation this election cycle. While we've not sought this, it's a testament to how much McDonald's resonates with so many Americans, which is why Kamala had to lie about it. McDonald's does not endorse candidates for elected office, and that remains true in this race for the next president. We are not red or blue, but we are golden. Nicely done. Though we are not a political brand, we've been proud to hear former President Trump's love for McDonald's and Vice President Harris's fond memories working under the arches. While we and our franchisees don't have records for all positions dating back to the early 80s, what makes 1 in 8 so powerful is the shared experience so many Americans have had. So I think they're confirming that Kamala didn't work there, right? They're not saying that, but I think that's what if you read between the lines, that's what they're saying. Yeah, we don't have any records of Kamala there. And it's nice that she has memories of working under the arches. Yeah, all right. Now, when owner-operator Derek Giacomantonio, it's a heck of a last name, was approached by local law enforcement regarding former President Trump's desire to visit a Pennsylvania restaurant, he was proud to highlight how he and his team serve their local community and make delicious food like our world-famous French fries, which are good. I mean, let's be real. Upon learning of the former president's request, we approached it through the lens of one of our core values. We open our doors to everyone. It's with that same approach that franchisees have invited Vice President Harris and Governor Walz to their restaurants in order to share how McDonald's provides meaningful pathways to economic opportunity and feeds and fosters local communities. Now, as this election season nears its completion, the resources we've shared in recent months will be especially important. For franchisees and restaurants teams and suppliers, please continue to reference the election toolkits previously shared. For company employees, be on the lookout for a reminder of the resources available. The strength of our brand always comes down to our people. McDonald's resonance and relevance is stronger than ever. This has been hard earned by your efforts and our collective belief in the power of us, all three legs of the stool. Thank you for everything you do for our brand, for serving our customers and our communities with great pride, for upholding our core values, and for opening our doors to all. That's a heck of a statement, I will agree. Yeah, it's very above the fray, and that's the high ground maneuver that we talk a lot about here. We're not red or blue, we're golden, right? If you're all bickering down here, but we're just ahead of that. And very nice statement. And what is so interesting about this whole thing is the reason you know this was so effective is because they're melting down over it on the left. Very unhappy about the response and this entire event in general. Keith Olbermann, the guy that usually has at least a little spittle on one side of his mouth, I mean, we all get it from time to time, but I think he just likes to let it linger there, says a reminder that the whole Trump McDonald's thing was fake, just like him. The store was closed. The customers were Trump cult members. They had scripts. They'd rehearsed the whole thing. There's nothing that Trump won't lie about. You're like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Like, did you think it was a really like an open McDonald's? Like, and Trump went back there and filled out a job application? It was like, kind of work here for it. And like, yeah, fill out this form. You have to sit for an interview. And if he filled out some tax paperwork, he got a W-2, went through training, and he went there. It was a campaign event. So they are really taking this to heart. Ron Filipkowski, who wanted to see Trump's W-2, says, so the place wasn't even open. It was all staged and fake. He didn't work for real at a McDonald's. It was a staged fraud, just like every other event. What? What are you talking about? He was back there literally putting the fryer in the oil, making the fries, stuffing them in the thing. All right, there's tons of videos. We could play it all day. I'm not going to do that because I'm sure you've seen it. But it was amazing. He's back there making the food. And so they said, hey, we're not a political organization. We proudly open our doors. We're equally honored to have anybody here. We started this a long time ago. And so the doors, it's closed on Sunday until 4 p.m., okay? So that Trump doesn't get shot in the head again there, Ron. These people are so humorless and just miserable, honestly. What are you talking about? Did you expect it to be, right? They're saying, wow, like there were other people did you think it was going to be an open, like literally, he was just going to walk in there and just serve people food like he was working at McDonald's? No, it's strange. But they were melting down over it, which is how you know it was just effective. Laura Loomer shared this. She got an email from Trump. Trump said this, I just left McDonald's, right? So here's one photo of him. Laura, I just left McDonald's. That was fun. I'm the first and only 2024 presidential nominee to work at McDonald's. This is the great work of the American people. I worked the fry cooker, bagged some meals, and served some hungry folks at the drive-thru. Under the Harris regime, great American burgers and fries have only gotten more expensive. And there he is in there, right? There's McDonald's staff. They're back there. They got the restaurant going. They're going to reopen to the public later at 4 p.m. But they're so upset about it because Trump has actually worked at McDonald's and Kamala hasn't, and their own candidate is a liar. They can't stand it. So JD Vance was here mocking him about this. He says these people are whacked. Obviously, they're going to secure the location. You're not just popping into a McDonald's without any security, without orchestrating the event. He's running for president. They're weird. Here's JD.
And the fact that these people are accusing him of a stage-managed thing, of course the president has to have security because there have been 2 attempts on his life in the last 8 weeks. He can't just walk into a McDonald's and, sign a W-9 and actually go on the payroll. That's just not how this works, especially given the security threats on his life. But look, he was interacting with people. He was talking to the employees. He was giving people food. And he was just being, I think, what he does best, which is just being among the people, talking to them about what they care about. He showed, I think, genuine interest in the employees and their lives and where they came from and what they were actually doing in their job. And that's something you can't stage and you can't fake. That is just the genuine person that Donald Trump is. And it's why I think a lot of working people, even though, of course, he's a successful real estate billionaire, have this emotional connection to Donald Trump. You can't make up that kind of connection. Unfortunately, Kamala Harris has tried and failed. And I think it's why her campaign is flailing a little bit right now, is because she goes into sheets and does 4 takes of her buying Doritos. Donald Trump just goes into McDonald's and he is who he is, and people love him.
4 takes at buying Doritos. Oh, you remember that? Remember? That was hysterical. They did. It was multiple takes. And Doug got emasculated by Tim Walz. Hysterical. Remember, he's like, hey, honey. He didn't want to get sworn at again by Kamala. Remember, because Kamala called him. He was on spin class. And Kamala called him when apparently they cooed Joe Biden. Kamala called Doug. Where the F are you? Multiple times. She said my phone was hot, raging red, because Kamala's irritability transferred through the electromagnetic spectrum into the phone. So where the F are you? So then he freaks out and he races back to go support her. So he's just petrified of Kamala. And Tim Walz, during the Dorito event, went and got a bigger bag than Doug. Remember, he walked in, Doug got that little tiny bag. He's like, here, baby, here you go. She's like, I don't like that. I need a lot more Doritos. And then Tim Walz was like skipping around, like bouncing around all over the place. Then finally went and got a big bag of Doritos and like threw it over the thing to her. She's like, yeah, the big bag. And we looked over at Doug. We watched it here. We looked over at Doug. He looked so embarrassed. He looked at his little bag like this. Oh, and he looked over at Tim's. Oh, put his little tiny bag back. Kamala's like, thanks, Tim, for giving me the big one. Weird. Yeah, anyways, so it took a multiple takes. We watched a couple angles of it. And anyway, it's okay. It's fine. Have some Doritos. And then you go over to Michigan. And what's her name? A big Gretch Rona will give it to you communion style to mock the Catholics all over America. And then Trump goes to McDonald's and does an actual service industry job that many of us have done in our lives. And it resonates with the people who've worked in this space. And I know, like many of you, it is relevant to our own experiences.